Thought George Washington, they're a tough team. They grind. He does a tremendous job. They have nice pieces, nice group of freshmen, and Isaiah Armwood showed our guy what a high-level big and high-level compete and kind of a consistent compete looks like. Still make plays that kind of get in our own way, that stop our runs, and you can't do that. Good teams don't do that. But again, very appreciative to find a way to win. Made some free throws down the end. Certainly didn't rebound tonight, but found a way to win.
Mike, how do you gauge when to put on the pressure and when not to put it on in the second half?
It was difficult because they were doing a tremendous job of attacking it. And our guys were a little, once it got past our first line in the 2-2-1, they weren't sprinting back as well as they probably should have. They were doing a good job, so we had out of a timeout, David and I and Jimmy talked about it. We went 2-2-1, got a steal and got a turnover, so we ran with it a little bit more tonight. Again, this team has trouble with pressure and taking care of the ball, so forcing 23 turnovers was the difference in this game because we certainly didn't rebound. Did I tell you that yet?
Coach, strategically, it looked to me that you were more concerned with your defense more than anything else. Every time certain things were working out, you're looking at your defense. Didn't seem that the offense was a problem, but the defense to me tonight seemed to me that
defense has been a problem all year, to be honest with you, and it's been very inconsistent. We're not following any formula, and whether it's footsteps, whether it's hedging, whether it's switching, we're not following any formula, and there's no consistency and urgency with our defense right now. But again, I'd rather work on defense with a win than rather the loss. So maybe that's the good thing.
Is it kind of frustrating for you if you're still working on defense, but you had tonight, you had 15 steals, 10 blocks? I mean, deflections aren't in this box score, but there were a lot of.
There were a lot of them.
Is it what is kind of missing if you having all those kind of positives, but there's still
field goal percentage defense? I'm a huge field goal percentage defense guy, and I've always been one of the top 5 teams. In the Big East, I always was first or second in my previous job. So I really pay attention. Can you stop somebody? Because you'll have a chance. And we just the amount of toughness in a possession. As they make more passes, you have to stay locked in, and we don't do that. We make these, we make silly mistakes. But again, I'm harping on defense because rebounding is a big part of it, and we didn't finish a lot of possessions off, that's for sure.
Coach, looks like in the second half, once the lead started shrinking, guys took a lot more outside shots. I don't think they made any of them. Was shot selection an issue for you at that point?
Yes and no. They were wide open shots, and those are the things that again, if you're a coach and you want to give your player confidence, you're not going to tell somebody, no, Miles or Eli. But at the end, I liked what Eli was doing, and he got to the rim 2 or 3 times at the end. But the shot in the corner, Eli, they would go under the ball screens, and good players have to do that. I like that he didn't settle in the last 4 minutes. I'm okay with a lot of those shots. I like that he didn't settle, especially because I didn't think our bigs were finishing like they should have in the paint.
Was the rebounding margin, or I guess differential, part of quality spent?
Probably. I mean, he never got in the flow. Our bigs, we got out tough. We didn't put a body on anybody. We just got out tough in the paint.
Mike, how did you feel about the way Kadeem played in the paint? I mean, scoring points, but then the free throws were an issue.
Yeah, and I think he's a pretty solid free throw shooter, to be honest with you. When I watch him in practice, he's probably a 65 to 70% free throw shooter. So something that kind of, again, he's still young in his development. I like his activity. I like on defense and some of the things that he was doing to kind of make up for some of our mistakes. It's part of the progression, and this is what he missed last year, all these preseason games to prepare him for the Big East. But again, all of us, we all missed a part, whether it's free throws, whether it was taking care of the ball, whether it was following the format defensively. It seemed like no one had a complete game tonight. no one had a complete game tonight.
Mike, what do you attribute Jerome's early struggles to, and how much would the team change if you were getting quality contributions from a third guard?
It made a difference when Mike Poole, although Mike was 1 for 7 again, when Mike Poole scored against Iona, you have another score. And when Jerome, and he's been working his tail off. I thought he had a good first half. So, yeah, everybody knows, especially the last 15 games, what Jerome meant to our team. But he's got to work. He's got to stay focused and grind through this. Tonight he made a couple of defensive lapses that I thought hurt our team, and he's got to work through that.
When you see 23 turnovers but only 17 points off turnovers, is that not as good as you want?
Not real sure, Brendan. I have to go and watch the film. Because I thought it was going to be higher. I did the radio. I thought it was going to be higher, but possibly a lot of throwing it out of bounds, whatever it may be. I'm not sure why. I didn't think we finished. I thought we were okay in transition tonight.
Did Armwood send a message to your bigs about what the Big East is going to be like? Maybe the guys, younger guys.
We're going to discuss that, yes, because of the fact that Isaiah kept going to the basket and finishing, where our bigs at some point sometimes lacked that aggressiveness, and he did it consistently. He's a different player. He's so much more confident and active than what he was at Villanova. But again, our bigs wasn't a great night for our bigs tonight.
Mike, Eddie, 4 for 20, they shot from 3. Would you attribute that more to them missing shots, or did you feel you guys did a good job defending?
What was our game plan? We knew we were going to play more zone. I probably was going to go 50-50. I'm not sure. It was close because of the fact that they don't make many threes or take many threes. And so I knew we were going to go a little bit more zone. And I thought our guys did a good job of closing out on some shooters. But again, in zone, you have to have 5 guys go to the glass and rebound. I didn't think we finished the possessions off very well when we were in zone.
How much more difficult was it defending against Armwood with Wally and the foul trouble that he had?
It was, but again, Kadeem, and we should have other guys that can step up and do that. Malik, and it's just, again, I'll have to watch the film of how he got open so much. And they were running their flex duck-ins, and again, I thought our preparation was good. We didn't follow the formula as well as out of light.
You had one good defensive possession in the last one.
It certainly was. And Wally getting,
Charge on the baseline.
Wally getting the last 3 possessions because it was some bizarre ball handling. But that's, again, last year we would have completely let it affect the way we defended the last 3 or 4 possessions. We would have put our heads down, our energy and our focus would have lapsed, and we'd have lost the game. So there are positives. It's just there's a lot of room for improvement.